Have you ever been around friends or co-workers and felt lost when they're talking about Bitcoin or the Mississippi bubble? Nodding your head with enough animation to show that you understand what they're saying, but not too much that they expect you to reply, while silently praying that the conversation moves back to the latest football scores or who survived the dumping of this week's Love Island. Well, worry no longer. In this video, I'm going to list 4 books that you can read that will not only make you keep up with these intellectual conversations, but also make you the smartest person in the room. Friends will start coming up to you asking your opinion on the latest political scandal. You will win your next pub quiz, showing zero emotion each time your answer is correct to reveal your effortless vacuum of never-ending knowledge. You will start to experience neck and backaches from carrying around a brain that has grown 3.25 times the average size of a human. Okay, none of that will happen, but you will get a bit more knowledgeable about the world and how you use that information to live a more effective and happier life. Book number 1, Sapiens. This is probably a book that will appear on most bookshelves, even for people who don't often read, and for good reason. It takes you through the step-by-step history of human beings and how we became so powerful, but it does so in a way that dissects our history as if we're just any other species of animal, which we are, Homo sapiens. What I love so much about this book is that it makes me feel so present. A huge part of Stoicism is recognising that we're just tiny cogs in the huge wheelhouse of life. Just a speck in history, a random collection of stardust that experiences a temporary human experience for less than 0.00001% of history. When you understand how little life really means, then all of our problems seem so pointless and we can focus on creating our own meaning. At the end of the day, we're simply another animal walking around this humble planet trying to avoid pain and seek pleasure. So why take it so seriously? Book number 2, Influence. This book is groundbreaking. It will change the way you approach every conversation. Robert Cialdini breaks down 7 innate triggers all human beings have and how salesmen and advertisers capitalize on them. This isn't just a sales book though, it's a psychology book. Because when you understand these 7 triggers, conversations are easier. You will know the true reason why people are influenced to take any action and use it to your advantage. So for example, my girlfriend had to get volunteers for a newsletter at work. Last time she asked her other apprentices, she spent weeks chasing up people trying to get them to sign up. She asked me for help and I reworded the text in her group chat to apply some of these triggers, specifically scarcity and urgency. She instantly had people volunteering and even messaging her privately to sign up. In the end, she felt so bad that she had to turn so many people down. That's the power of this book. Book number 3, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. So Jordan Peterson is like a cult leader in the self-improvement world, but in a good way. Here's the reason a lot of people move from the toxic spaces on the internet like politics towards the more like spiritual and self-responsibility spaces, and including myself. In his now famous book, he uses his decades of experience as a clinical psychologist and research of archetypes in historical stories to create 12 rules for becoming the best version of yourself. The reason the book is so powerful because it feels like he's talking directly to you. His experience means he understands why people do what they do and how to trigger change. In a world where we promote instant gratification like Instagram likes, numerous sexual partners, drugs and alcohol is glamorous, Jordan breaks down the truth of life, that none of that will make us happy. And instead, we need to chase something far greater, something beyond us, meaning. And to do so, we need to take complete responsibility for who we are and who we want to become. Do things we know to be right, don't do things we know to be wrong. Such a simple message, but the simple messages are usually the best ones. Book number 4, Mastery by Robert Greene. So anything by Robert Greene is worth a read, but Mastery in particular is my favourite. So after an incredible amount of research, he lays out the truth on how to master a topic using many examples throughout history like Leonardo da Vinci, Napoleon and Charles Darwin. We all have a purpose in life, and to truly be considered great or at least get great results, we need to focus on mastery. That's why this book can be such a great tool for anyone, even if what you want to master is the football scores or Love Island, but I'm going to assume it isn't. So that's 4 books that will give you superhuman type intelligence, or at least a few facts to impress your friends with at the pub. If you're watching this and you're suddenly really motivated to read these books, but you know the last time you read a book in full was To Kill a Mockingbird in school and that was only because you would have got detention if you didn't, then it might be better to start small. So a big bulky book, well that's hard to say, like Sapiens can be daunting if you're not used to reading daily, and you'll likely hit a wall at a certain point. The best advice I ever heard about reading was to read what you enjoy until you like to read. So even if it's a trashy magazine, set a certain time of day to read about Cardi B's latest boob job. Double D's. Wow. The point here is to build the habit and get used to reading, then gradually upgrade into books that you have on your to-read list. Another point worth noting is that you don't need to read every book front to back in the correct order. Just pick up an interesting book and choose a chapter you feel like reading. When you read non-fiction, there doesn't have to be any rules. Just read in a way that works for you and that you can stick to. If I didn't read books, I'd be earning half the amount of money I'm on, I'd still get out of breath walking up the stairs, and I still spend my evenings watching The Office with cheap beer.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you took any value at all from this video, I'd really appreciate if you could hit the like button and comment below your favourite books. I post weekly videos on building discipline and an unbreakable mindset. If you're looking to improve your life, then hit the subscribe button and join the community. I've also released a free playbook for getting your life together. It takes you through the step-by-step process that I use for going from anxious and lazy to fulfilled and productive. It's completely free, so grab it while you can. It's the first link in the description. And thanks for your support. I'll see you in the next one.